Well, hello everyone. This is your host, Fully Armed, and I welcome all you beekeepers who are here watching this very video. Okay, now in this video, I'm just gonna go over images because you're gonna hear a lot, and I hear a lot of questions about people asking, "How do I fix my image?" or "How do I recalibrate?" Now, I do have a guide on if statements that also cover images. I do have a calibration guide that also cover images, but I wanted to make sure that I did one itself that just covers how to fix an image. Okay, so real quick, we're gonna open up a macro. You're gonna see that I'm selecting this image here, and we're gonna work on it. Now, if I'm just gonna go ahead and capture a different region, right? I'm gonna say, hey, you know what? I'm having issues with this. This image is supposed to find the word honey, but every time I test it, it says false. So what happens is that when I run this macro, it doesn't. It keeps running even when it's supposed to stop running. Okay, because what that macro does, it says, hey, if you don't read honey, end the macro, and it's supposed to do some other stuff. But if it doesn't read it, it's going to continue, right? So if it reads it delays 10 hours, it ends the whole macro. Okay, so right now I'm having issue that it ends the macro because it does not read the image. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the image. I'm gonna test the image. And you're like, this image is supposed to be true right here in this spot. This image is supposed to be true, but it's not. Okay, so how do I fix it? Well, the first thing I want to do is capture. Now, when you capture, excuse me, when you capture, you want to be very specific. Don't leave too much space. I don't want to capture this whole region over here. Okay? I really just want to capture the word honey. So just a little bit. Don't have to be too precise, but I'm just doing it how I like it. All right, there we go. I can see the whole word honey. Honey is not cut off on the bottom. The Y is not cut off, or everything else like that. Now, one of the things we have had, and if you're working on your image, you have to know, you see the word honey, you see how it's transparent, right? Now it has that blue from the R behind it. Now it's red behind it. So, right, if I come over here, it has like a yellow, transparent hive. Now if I come over here with the blue, so in other words, the image is not perfectly the same. There's things that change the image. So one of the things that works, I just make this 50. Okay, now it says, hey, if this background is a little different, it's going to still ring true. Unfortunately, I did that, and I'm like, man, I still fails. Okay, so let's go down in each one. Now I haven't seen anybody use the position mouse, test the if image is not found on screen, or search the we have used search the whole screen. Okay, that uses up a little bit more of your computer and everything else like that. I find it better because if that word honey comes somewhere else for whatever other reason, it will end my macro. So usually most of the time we try to do a specific region. Now, if I try to find this region here, we already know, we saw it. It's a box somewhere over here. Do I have the word honey in that area? No. So what I want to do is I want to capture. Now, this time, you're going to capture a region that is slightly larger. Okay. Now, this word honey doesn't move anywhere else. Always stays in that location. Okay. So now that I capture that, I'm a little bit specific. I like to see, like, stuff like that. Whatever. Test the image. Oh, okay. It's true. Now, remember I was telling you if this is low, that if I have it here. So if you look real close, it's kind of bluish over here. I have yellowish. So if I put that to 0, my image test false. Okay. I don't know if this one will still tell false. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so what I figured, and what I've seen a lot of people doing their things, we kept testing it, right? And we found out that the best number is 50. Boom. Test is true. I'm like, okay, cool. Now my image is fixed. Now there's an image, that, and it's gonna be in my troubleshooting guide that's coming out very soon, right? That when you start, oh no, let's see if I could get this to do it. Oh, let me show you this instead. I want to, right? You're gonna start the game. You picked your hive. You play the macro, and your macro doesn't turn around the way it's supposed to. And you're like, hey, I have a problem with this image. Right? I know I have to check out that image. I know I have to fix it, but I'm not sure. So look at this. I will come here. I would I'll click on that if image, the one I'm working on. I'm going to come over here. I am going to create a delay, and I'm going to put 10,000 in here. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the macro. And what that's going to do is that when it's supposed to read that if image, before it does anything else, it's going to give me 10 seconds to stop. Right now, there's your 10 seconds. It's going to give me the 10 seconds before I could do anything else. So I could come over here, stop it, play it. And what I want to do is I'm trying to do it so that way the hive is oriented. Oops. Forgot. Sometimes you have to hit AWSD. Okay. And since I was talking, maybe the 10 seconds went. Okay, let's play it again. Okay. Sometimes that happens. Okay, just come over here. AWSD. Stop the macro. See, because it started playing from that spot. I wanted to play it back from the top. Okay. So Control P. That doesn't happen too often, but every once in a while it just acts up. So that's how you fix that. Okay, now the hive is oriented the way I want to. Okay, I hit Control Q. As you can see, my macro here is stopped. Okay, now guess what? I have a chance to test my image. Bing. And I have a chance to then go ahead and recapture. This one has different. This one is set for the whole screen. Okay, so that way it takes advantage of this whole region. If you wanted to do a specific region, you can. And if I was to do it, I would just do, this whole bottom. Okay, so that's what I would do. Let's see, capture. I'll come from like here and just do this whole bottom. Okay. But I'm just gonna keep it the way it was, and I'm gonna just have this one just to search the whole screen. This is the only time it's gonna look for that when you come over here anyway. So it's not something that it's constantly reading, constantly searching, constantly doing that. Again, sometimes you want specific region. Sometimes you want to zoom in. You want to get a little bit closer. You want to be a little tedious. Right? Sometimes like when you capture this E, you really want to capture it around and make sure you have your coefficient. Okay, but because even though it's pretty white, sometimes it captures, a slight little change can sometimes make that coefficient 0 act up. Like if you have that make honey, as you can see, no matter where I go, it changes that background. I mean, the make honey is pretty clear, but that blue changes. Okay, so make sure that you do what you need to do. Okay, one more time. Come here, and then when you're done, make sure you delete that delay. Okay, now my image works. I delete the delay, and I can continue playing. That's really how I troubleshoot a lot of my macros. I will go ahead and insert a delay. When I get to that spot, I fix my images. Now that my image works, I'm like, cool. I always, when I'm done, click the top, play my macro and verify that it works. That when it comes over here and it's in the, in the wrong slot, that it goes ahead and plays it and reorients me so that way I can move, because a lot of people have that issue. Now, this is not a troubleshooting guide, but per se, in all the stuff, but I did want to make sure that I do cover images, okay? And the only reason why I have is I'm doing Pepper. We have a team. We have a fuzzy with us. And I missed that. That's weird. Never missed that, but sometimes macro acts up. And I'm having a weird server delay and all that other stuff today. But that's really how you fix images, okay? If you have any questions, concerns, go ahead and leave it in the comment. Join our Discord community. We have a great macro help there, and you can ask a lot of questions. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, share, let other people know that we are out there making content for macros and a lot of information. That's all I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed, and you guys have wherever you are at, all around the world, I hope that you guys have a wonderful day, evening, night, and make sure that you keep your bees happy. Oh yeah, that's right. I was fixing cocoa, and I'm have my mask on. Funny, but I gotta go back to Pepper because I need stingers, and so I'm farming for stingers. And soon I will have the G-baller, and I'll be making a video on that so that you guys can all check that out. You guys take care. Bye-bye.